Okay, so it's been a while um, with RTX and everything, and then recovering from RTX. So, no cosplay to work on this week, and I don't know if I'm going to have any cosplay to work on for a while, so I may have to change up what I stream on Mondays. Um, but this week, today, we're going to be going over video editing. So, I'm a little bit behind because of RTX. I'm a little bit behind on some of my video editing. So to go rolling into the announcements, released episode 8 of the D&D main adventure last week. It was a week delayed, a week and a day delayed. So that's now up and running. Uh, Last week's D&D stream, which was kind of a continuation of the adventure I ran, that was streamed last week. It will continue and probably wrap up this week. The recorded session I'm working on now, and that's kind of what you guys will be watching me do as I do it. Uh, let's see. Um, that'll probably be released this week, probably Friday. If I can manage it, I'll see about doing kind of a double release on Friday with both last week's session and this week's session, just to try to catch myself up. If not, I'll just release this one this week, and then whenever I can, release the final episode, kind of as filler when I can't, when we don't have a session. I find that to be helpful sometimes. So we'll see how that goes, and then next week we should be able to get back into the swing of things with the D&D main adventure, and continue off where we left off there. It was just kind of the DM had personal family emergency to take care of, so I stepped in to say, okay, let me do the D&D stuff while you go take care of that, or at least not have to plan so much because DMing does take a lot of effort and work. So I kind of stepped in, helped him out there, and then we'll try to get back to our main adventure from there. RTX was a lot of fun, and I had a blast. Not as good as my first year, probably not as good as last year. Um, I would say it's. I would say 2014 was my favorite year, followed by 2016, then 17, then 15. And in part is because the VIP experience was nowhere. There was a lot of growing pains. They went from 500 VIPs to 1,500 VIPs. They tripled their numbers, along the lines of how knows how much the general admittance expanded, plus the single day passes which they introduced. Plus there was that incident at another con a couple of weeks slash months back. So they had to all of a sudden put in metal detectors. So Friday was kind of a nightmare. Not only a nightmare, just very inconvenienced everyone. Lines got really long, even for VIPs, who honestly did not feel like VIP. It, I had been accustomed to the previous VIP years where you literally show up as a VIP and you get head of line service. Even for autograph sessions, that was not the case. You stood in line with everyone else for security check, and then once you're through, then you got your VIP experience. But I'm just like, that kind of defeats the purpose of VIP to a degree. So I don't know. I have no plans at this point to go back to RTX. In part because of such a lackluster experience I had this year, but also because of the fact that I went to RTX Australia last year and I'll be going to RTX London this year. That's a lot of money, and comparatively speaking, RTX London is actually cheaper than RTX, which I found really odd. because I went to RTX, this past RTX, showed up Thursday, left Monday. Flight and hotel combined was more expensive compared to London, because I'll be flying in and arriving. I'll be arriving in London Friday, leaving Tuesday. So it's about Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday versus Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So 5 days equal stay. I'm flying further away. And the London trip is cheaper. And the hotel I got for London is comparatively the same distance. It's within walking distance of the convention center. So with that, I really have to consider, and both, and yeah, RTX London is 2 days versus RTX Austin, which is 3 days. But the amount, the financial difference was surprising. I was expecting London to be more expensive than Austin, and London was coming out to be more expensive, I believe. Double check my numbers, but no, it is. Yeah, RTX Austin was more expensive than RTX London if you take into account flight, hotel, and the VIP badge, because I have VIP badge for both. Granted, VIP was cheaper for London because it's fewer days, but I expected my flight to be. But it's just, all in all, I'm rambling. I don't know if I'll be going to RTX next year. Probably not. A lot of it is because of the finances, being that I did RTX Australia last year, RTX London this year. And I'm trying to save up for a house, hopefully in the next 2-3 years. So every little bit helps. So yeah, that, and then just kind of the lackluster VIP experience this year did not help the case. And a lot of my friends from the first few years, the first 2 years, don't go anymore. So that was part of the reason why I loved RTX so much. It's a little bittersweet, but I think it's the way to go. I can kind of say I did well with it. I'll probably, instead of going every year, I might go every other year. It depends. We'll see. Again, finances are a big issue. Or I'll just go to RTX Australia and RTX London if it's going to be cheaper. I don't know. But yeah, all in all, it was still a good experience. I didn't make any new friends per se, but I did kind of get to know people better. People who I was kind of loose friends with or acquaintances, but I got a chance to really spend some time with them and talk to them and get to know them better, and set some plans in the future. Well, yeah, set some plans in the future to hang out with them. So there's that. I'm wearing headphones because I gotta listen to audio when I'm editing the video, which you will see later, the video down there. I think that's the right direction I'm pointing. Nope, I gotta point this way. I'm looking at the delayed feed. So yeah, normally do the RT boxes last, but I'm gonna go ahead, now that I've done, once I'm done with the announcements, I'll do them next. So that was all the RTX announcements. Cosplay announcements. That was the RTX announcements, the D&D and the stream announcements. Oh, so I think it was like the day before RTX, like the day I was leaving for RTX or the day before I was leaving for RTX, because I was so busy getting ready for RTX, I didn't realize I made Cospic's pick of the day for July 10th. So I think that was last Wednesday. Thank you, Cospics. I was truly honored. I think that is my fourth or fifth Cospics of the day pick. I think. Let's see. Adam, Ginoza, Mustang, Yukio. Yeah, this is my fifth one. This is my fifth Cospics. Wow, five. That's almost can fill a week. I've got a work week's worth of picks of the day. That's weird. Who knows? Maybe I'll get a sixth and seventh and at least fill out a week. I think that'll be a goal. Try to get two more to have a full week. And I think after that, I have no idea what to do. But I did get some pictures back from Lacee-Girl from the Cos Alive event up in New York at the Chinese Scholar Gardens. They are phenomenal. I love it. You should check her out, along with the pictures from what is it? I know his real name. I can't think of his photography name. And as soon as I figure it out, Soul Drive Photography, not Star. Soul Drive Photography. He was one of the photographers that I worked with at the Chinese Scholar Garden, along with Lacee-Girl. Both of them produce phenomenal pictures. Go check out their pages. I'll put them in the description box and the link below. The link in the description box below. So there's that. But yeah, that all said and done. Let's go ahead and move on to the boxes. The June RT box was delayed. We had actually gotten the announcement via email on that, so there is that. So I finally arrived and now I'm opening it. And then there was an RTX exclusive box that you could get. You still have to buy it, but it was an RTX exclusive. I already know what's in it because the two friends that I went with to RTX bought them themselves, and they opened up. So I already know what's in it. So the surprise factor isn't going to be much there. And then also, the RTX boxes are a double gold perk. Now that I've kind of gone through the experience of going VIP and everything, because that was also a perk, I don't know if I'm going to go double gold anymore. I might let it run out for now and then switch back to normal. But I know that they're doing a revamp of the system come January. So I think I might let it run out. I don't know. Or I may stick around and wait to see what the revamp is and then decide whether I want to expire it or not. Since it's more, again, a cost-saving move, because the perks of the double gold, one of the major perks of double gold was to get first early access to VIPs for RTX, for Rooster Teeth events. Since I'm cutting back on that, there's no point in me paying the money to get that early access. So I may cut back. We'll see. It all depends. I mean, is it a lot of money? From my perspective, not really, but every penny counts towards saving towards bigger and better things. So yeah. First up is actually all the stuff I got from RTX. One of the big things that they were promoting is Laser Team 2. So there is this little guy here. It's a mini postcard of the Laser Team team. There were 4 different ones, one for each character. Colton's, Michael's, Gavin's, and Bernie's character. I got the Gavin one. I think my 2 friends got the Colton one. I never did see the other 2. So that was the thing. They were advertising Fortnite, which is a game. I'm not too keen. I don't know all the details. I know it's mostly Achievement Hunter, so I'm going to have to swing by them and check it out. Camp stickers. I saw a number of camp people there. This is the Laser Team 2 poster. So, there's a reason why Gavin's not in this lineup and he's in the background. I kind of picked that up right away, but I didn't find out until I went to the panel, the RTX book. And you get a Camp bandana, which oddly enough I saw a number of people, particularly Yang cosplayers, use it. So I might give this to a friend. And then this was not part of the RTX freebie bundle. This was actually from RT Side Quests. And I bought this because I thought it was really cool. I wish it had come in like a hoodie or t-shirt, but I may sew this onto a shirt, and it is a Ursa. It's an Ursa bandana. So I thought that was really cool. I really enjoyed it. I liked it. So like I said, I may sew this onto a shirt or something later on. So that is all the kind of cheap / freebie stuff. So let's go ahead and open up the RTX exclusive box first. Since I already know what's in it, that way the June box is a little bit more of a surprise. Alright, so one of the things that you got was a pin. So I got this 2017 Austin pin with a taco on it. A Rooster Teeth hat. Again, I knew what a lot of this stuff was already because my friends had bought them, the people I was rooming with. And it's got all these kind of chibi versions of all things Rooster Teeth. Ruby, Achievement Hunter, Tower of Pimps, Laser Team. I mean, it's all sorts of stuff. Yeah, it's got the Laser Team. It's got the 4 pieces of the Laser Team suit: the gun, the shield, the boots, and the helmet. All sorts of Ruby characters and Tower of Pimps and all that. So that's the hat. A first lanyard. Oh, correction. First double gold. I have the stars. First double gold pair of socks. Sticker sheet with actually all the images that are on the aforementioned hat. So you have Bernie. I'm guessing that's Jeff, Barbara, Joel, Matt, Gus. Yeah, it's all sorts of stickers and whatnot. Door hang. Watching Rooster Teeth, come on in. Achievement Hunter, go away. I will definitely be using this. This is a fan service fan. Yeah, fan service is the anime podcast that they do, and this is actually a fan. I'm not going to open it up. And finally, let's empty the box. Looks like another... Bandanas were a thing this year, apparently. This is a RTX 2017 bandana. But yeah, bandanas were apparently a thing this year. Camp bandana, Ursa bandana, RTX bandana. It's like a gun. And that was the RTX box, so was, like I said, wasn't too surprised by most of it since I'd seen most of it. But without further ado, time for the June box. So this, I have no idea. So this will definitely be a surprise. The Rooster Sweets No Vacancy. Okay, so it's the usual there. Okay. Funhouse Travel Shirt. Okay. Oh, sunny Funhouse, California. Not a big fan of Funhouse. I mean, there was the RT Doc where they did the wrestling thing. I enjoy RT Docs. Not really into Funhouse. They seem to be. So. Burns Airlines frequent flyer. What? What is this? Some kind of bag? Okay, first up, Soothe. It's a packing cube. It's a packing cube. So you put, like, pack stuff in it. Yeah, okay. Not sure how I feel about that. It's a little... Yeah, it's just a little tote to pack stuff in. Got plenty of those. What is this? Immersion. This pouch protects your phone from water damage. Ah. Or does it? Yeah, well, yeah, okay. So the theme is water or travel, obviously, from that. So this is supposed to be... Oh, wow. Yeah, it's a water-resistant water pouch. It's a plastic pouch with like 3 zip locks and a Velcro so that it really seals it, protects it. That'd be worth something to try out. Let's check the chat. Okay, nothing going on there. Okay. People like grapes air freshener. Ooh, that really does smell like grape. Wow. Okay. Yeah, the 5th card. Oh yeah, I will probably, No, I'm going to make sure I at least get all the double golds so I can get the entire 12 card set. So there's that. Party Hard. free copy of Party Hard. I already have the freaking game. And part of the reason why I got it is because Achievement Hunter. And now I'm gonna have the game for free. Nah, it's cool. I may have to consider giving this code to a friend. So, there's that. What is this? Stage 5. Oh, postcards. Is that what this is? Postcards? Yep, it is postcards with it's Rooster Teeth postcards on these things. So again, the theme is travel. So if you're traveling, you send out postcards. Huh. Interesting. So part of the delay that for the June box was because of the fact there was supposed to be a pin. And it'll either be sent in the envelope or in the July RT box. And so they put a little reasoning behind that. That's interesting, I suppose. Okay. Yeah, that's both boxes are kind of lackluster. It's not like some of the other boxes where there was like things in there. Didn't quite cater to my preferences, but you know, each person's different, and you know, it happens. So, with that all said and done, that was the 2 boxes. I think it's time to start working on this. So, check the chat. Okay, so I'm gonna be editing this. No one said anything in the chat. There's Dirk. Okay. Oh, like I said, it's kind of a ask me anything, but that's usually how it goes with these cosplay streams. But other than that, that's about it, I think. Let me just. Yeah. So. Alright. Go ahead and close that. Alright. Put that aside. So, what time is it? 8 o'clock. So, I'll stream it for another half hour or so for video editing, and then kind of close it off there for now, and then just kind of work on it, or I could just leave it up. And with that all said, like I said, I'm going to reconsider my Monday streams, since I don't have any cosplays really lined up, major cosplay props lined up, or for the immediate future. I do have stuff for the long term and the intermediate, but that's going to take a lot of prep work first. That doesn't require a lot of actual building, it's more planning. Excuse me. So right now it's going to be, excuse me again, just this, not this, but just kind of not doing cosplay. So maybe I'll do a gaming stream to that effect. Who knows? We'll see. I'll think about it over the course of the next few days before the next week's stream. But yeah, so going over my process here with what's going on here. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked here. Something's going on with, there we go. Okay, so this is the software I use. It's called Camtasia. I have been using it for the past 4 years now. This was the software I had actually used for my first video, which was the live action Ruby Atom parkour video that I made a couple of years back. And I'd used that for pretty much every single video in that series except the second one. I actually had to change programs because the first one I used was actually a 30-day trial, and then the second one, the first Baby Blake was actually using something else. I forget what. I think it was Power Director or something like that. But again, it was a 30-day trial video. That's why, if you noticed, the formatting on that one in terms of aspect ratio was slightly off. But I eventually caved and bought Camtasia. It's got its bugs, it's got its issues, but it's not bad. It suits my needs, and it's nowhere near as expensive as Adobe Premiere. So yeah, that is something that I'm going to do. I think I got a copy of Power Director. Bought a copy of Power Director I got on sale, so I've also got that, which I haven't used yet. This is Camtasia. What version of Camtasia is this? This is 8. This is version 8. And they did release version 9, which you can upgrade. I can upgrade to, but it costs money, and I don't know if I want to upgrade to it just yet. I may get the demo version first and try things out from there. But I've been using Camtasia 8 for almost all of the live action Ruby stuff. The entire Ruby AMV series that I released this past year, over the course of this past year, was all done with Camtasia 8. Even the Panda shorts, the vlogs, editing the streams, pretty much everything on the YouTube, if it's not raw footage, it was edited with Camtasia 8, with the exception of the first Baby Blake video. Yeah. So I'm fairly familiar with it. I don't know if I'm master of it. I don't, because all I'm really doing is just editing here and there. The only time I really pushed my limits with this program was the AMV series, more particular Atom AMV. That was the only time I really pushed my creative limits on this thing, which again, still my favorite for a multitude of reasons. And if you want to know what those reasons are, or just get an idea of what some of those reasons are, check out my commentary, which I released a few weeks back. So basically what I do when I'm streaming is I am recording. God, please tell me I'm recording. Yeah, I'm recording. I record the stream, and from that recording I'll edit a little, like for this stream I edit just the beginning and the end, just to, because my procedure is hit record, then hit start the recording, then start the streaming. That way I don't forget to record. And then I stop the stream, then I stop recording. And then for the Monday streams, what I do is I go in, plug it into my editor, trim off the beginning, trim off the end, and then just straight up upload it to YouTube. For the D&D streams, I actually edit certain things out. If you watch the stream and if you watch the YouTube, you'll notice there is a discrepancy. There's a reason why the stream the stream is about 3 hours, 3.5, 4 hours, while the YouTube videos are about 2.5 hours, because either because we're starting late or we're taking breaks or whatnot. I edit out long breaks. Like sometimes, most sessions we do like a 5-minute intermission for bathrooms and whatnot, so I edit that out. Sometimes, more often than not, we start late. Instead of, the stream starts at 8, but sometimes we don't start playing until 8:15, 8:30, so I edit that out. Already that's about 20-25 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes of editing out. What I also do for editing the D&D streams is when the conversation kind of gets sidetracked to things not related to the game. And when I mean sidetracked, I mean we're talking about not D&D related, like life stuff, like politics at the worst case scenario, but usually just like fables, tall tales, not tale. What is Ingerish hard? Basically just stories, anecdotal stories that we get sidetracked on. So I edit that all out, the side conversations. I also edit out rule clarifications, things that I feel are detracting from progressing the story. Because like we could spend a good 2-3 minutes going over a rule, trying to get clarification. Sometimes the DM doesn't know, and so that could take up to 5. Like usually takes about a minute, but you can go up to 5 minutes, and that detracts from the storyline. And what I'm trying to do as a goal for these things is kind of do an audio show, radio show, as it were. So having the game mechanics edited out. I mean, there's still game mechanics like rolling for dice, roll for initiative, combat strikes, and whatnot. That still gets included because it's relatively quick. But it's like, well, doesn't this spell affect and this, that, and the other, like rule clarifications, I edit out. And then the most common thing I'm editing out is silence. As people are thinking to do what their character is doing, I edit out dead air, as it were. Anything that's over 10 seconds, I immediately trim down. 5 to 10 seconds, usually I'll trim that. Usually I trim that down unless it warrants it. And anything from like 3 to 5 seconds is kind of discretionary, depending on the situation. But that's usually what I'm doing more often than not, is trimming out the dead air when people are thinking or trying to figure out what to say next, trying to figure out what to do next in the game. So that is a lot of the editing process is getting out the dead air. Then followed by the rules clarifications, then followed by the intermissions, the delayed starts, and the ending. Because what I do sometimes is I'll stop the stream, but I'll keep recording. Not as for more so for the players, because which sometimes it's good for them to hear the raw footage, just because those rules clarifications are in there. But yeah, that is for the most part that. So without further ado, let's see. I think you can see. Don't know if you can see my mouse on this thing, but on the bottom is the timeline. On the top is my clips and whatnot. So I'm going to be. Oh wow, I've been rambling for quite some time. So I'll just go through kind of a quick process of what I've explained in terms of editing, and then kind of call it. Do a little bit for about 10-15 minutes, and then call it. So this stream has been really a catch up on announcements, RT boxes, and explaining my video editing process. So it's kind of a behind the scenes, as it were, for the video editing stuff. So yeah. Why is that there? Oh, because they're going up. Okay, yeah, that's a transition. Yeah, I was trying to figure out where that blue little thing on the timeline is just a transition piece. Okay, so let's go ahead and move that there. Okay, position my timeline there. And then what I usually do is I have this little piece of paper that I actually kind of put on my screen. And the significance for that is the length of this piece of paper is 10 seconds. And that's 10 seconds to scale of the zoom in on this time, the way the timeline is set right now. This is kind of a way for me to do a quick reference as to compare. Oh, looks like what appears to be dead space. What is this 10-second dead space, or is it less, more? That kind of gives me a rough idea of what to edit out. So you won't be able to see the piece of paper because it's resting on my monitor. So go ahead. And what I'm basically doing is kind of listening through. And then when I'm seeing any kind of dead space, I start counting off the seconds to see how much of time is passing through. And I didn't realize that Steam was up and running. Oh well. So a lot of this is just listening for the dead space. A lot of this is not dead space for the most part. It usually happens during combat. So yeah, I spend a lot of time listening to basically reliving the moments, reliving the stream, as it were. So yeah. It looks like there's going to be some dead space coming up. And so now I got some dead space. All right, so that was a fair amount of dead air. That's over 5 seconds. So what I'll do is I'll probably trim that down. Okay. And then listen to it. Okay, that was too much I edited out. So what I'll do is trim it down from 7 seconds to about 6. Now we play that back. Okay, and that's better. So that's basically me editing out dead space. Okay, so this is a sense of kind of sidetracking about a movie, the Panda movie. So um, this is me I'm going to be editing. I'd be editing some of this out, and it doesn't really play into the story and whatnot. So I gotta figure out where that all started. Okay, so that yes, no question, I think I'm going to go ahead and edit out as well. So I'm going to go ahead and just put a break there so I know where my starting point is. Okay, so Zen in Europe. So go ahead and break that. So this is a combination of that's a combination of rules explanations and sidetracked conversation, and that ended up being a whole minute. So just go ahead and highlight all that. Get my trim tool out, and so that cuts it for me, and then repositions everything. So and there we go. Okay, so that's 5 seconds, but oh, and this is what I was talking about being Camtasia being buggy. So luckily there's an autosave feature on this thing. So go ahead and reactivate that real quick just to show that to you. Yeah, see there's the autosave, recover, and there he goes. But I think that would be a good stopping point. It really wasn't. I thought I was going to do more editing this stream. I guess not. So there's a lot of work I need to make up for. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed kind of this behind the scenes of my video editing process, as well as just catching up on all the announcements, talking about future plans on cosplay, future plans with RTX, and in general. So we'll see what happens for next week's stream. Hopefully it's going to be something creative, but I may have to change it up. We'll see. But until next time, talk to you later, guys. Bye.